Hi everybody, welcome to Kansas. I'm hanging out at my brother's house. This is my brother, Mannon Wallace.
Hello.
And he's gonna help me take the Land Rover to the next level. And so in the last video, we had a Land Rover and a tent. Now it's time to do all the nitpicky things to get it expedition ready. And so I'll do a walk around and show you exactly what that is. But the reason I'm here with my brother is because he is a genius and he has the tools that we need to do the work that has to be done to the Land Rover. So he spent 7 years, I think, 7 years, restoring a 1966 Datsun Roadster, and so he knows everything about building engines and carburetors and drivetrains and suspensions and everything there is to know about cars, and he's got the tools to do all of that stuff as well, including a lift. There's a lot of little teeny things that need to be fixed on this before it's expedition ready, so let me just walk through. The first is this annoying thing that I've been dealing with. When I change my tires out to a larger tire, well, this spare tire no longer fits underneath the car where it's supposed to go. And so we're gonna add a Terrafirma rear tire carrier, spare tire carrier that goes right here. It's a Swingaway, it's really beefy, it's gonna be awesome. So that's a lot of work on the bumper and drilling and bolting. That's gonna be, I think, the funnest project that we're gonna be doing. The other thing is my departure angle is wacky because of this trailer hitch here. So I was able to order a key from Australia. We're gonna see if that works to get this thing off of there. So that is fixed. And then the other thing we're gonna be doing is, well, come around here, you can see that this rear quarter panel thing here, the wheel arch, I guess that's what that's called, has been loose for a long time. So we're gonna fix that. There's missing screws and bolts and stuff. We're gonna just sort of tighten all that stuff up. If you come over here, another really annoying thing. So this is a front runner roof rack, which I love, but this wind fairing thing that comes with it is worthless. It is atrocious. The wind noise is so loud. It's almost as loud as my motorcycle inside the car because wind is just whipping around up there. So I ordered a proper wind fairing that is also made by Front Runner. And so that's gonna be attached there, and hopefully that eliminates all that wind noise. We're also gonna be working on the front end wheel wobble. So it's not completely gone. I did some stuff with the outer tie rods and the control arms, but the inner tie rods were never replaced. And so we are going to replace both the inner and outer and then have an all-wheel alignment. And hopefully that fixes once and for all that wheel wobble. We're gonna pull this into the shop and get started. So come on, let's see how we can do it right now. It's day one in the shop, and so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna tackle the big job, and that is the rear tire Swingaway carrier. And so what we need to do is we need to remove this. It's got a bunch of wiring and stuff that we need to get to. And then down here is the plastic that's covering the steel that we need to get to. And so we'll get there's some bolts underneath this arch that we have to get to. We'll move that off, and then we'll get all this. And then basically the same thing on the other side. We'll remove this light and all the screws and everything. On the left-hand side of the vehicle, there are a few wires that you need to be aware of. One is to the left turn signal, one is to the backup sensors, and the other one that's really important is for the trailer. So I've got a trailer hitch electrical hookup, so we got to disconnect all of those. And to get to it, there's this, we got to loosen this so we can move that. To get this off, there is one screw. It's right here. That's toward the back. You take that out. It's a Phillips head. Then you have to totally remove these little plastic, little pop-out things. So you pop out the center, then you pop out the other part, and then you just poke, and it comes right off. Okay, to get down to these, you have to lift the tailgate. You see that there's a little bit of wiggle room there. Now on the outside one, we got the tool in just and had to work it out and then on down. So the key to this is just patience. It's actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, but what I suggest is whoever is pulling the plugs also control the tailgate so you don't accidentally smash your fingers. That's enough. Okay. That's it. And let's review really fast. On the left-hand side, remove that left-hand turn signal, and then you have these connectors that is to the left-hand turn signal, the backup sensors, and then if you have a trailer hitch, the electrical there. So you make sure that you disconnect that, and then that's going to come right off. and it's pretty simple. The other thing that we had to do is on the sides here, the bumper cover just snaps in to these, and so you have to sort of pull those out after you've got all the bolts and everything out, and then it's ready to go for the next step. Now we're ready to start putting together the rear tire carrier. We've laid out all the parts here on this table and sort of gone through all the instructions and templates and stuff like that. While I was doing that, my brother Mannon has cleaned stuff up. So what did you use to clean that?
Just a paper towel and some just generic cleaner.
All right, so what we have to do next is slice off this end.
What I think what we're doing is just going to be doing something like this, and then cut this straight across back down here.
I think so.
That's kind of what I see.
Before we stick the other parts on, we got to make sure to paint the bare steel so that it doesn't rust in the future. And we're just going to hit that with a coat of black. This guy here, this chassis paint right here. All that good. All right, now we put this is the main bracket. It's going to go on here. And it takes some persuasion. Let me show you what we just did to get this thing snugged up. We had to put the first bolt in here so then it would pivot, and then we used the dead blow hammer to get that as tight as possible. And then just to really give it an extra bit of tightness, I used the C-clamp here to draw that in. And so now we are ready to drill all these holes. All right, my brother Mannon has been working on the holes here, and this is all drilled, it's bolting that up. And then while he's been doing that, very good, nice job.
Thank you,
well done.
Excuse me.
And I have been cutting out templates. And so this is going to be, use this template here to measure where we're going to put a hole here. We have the template on the rear. This is where the latch mounts, and we have to cut out this hole B and this whole thing. That's where that's going to come out. So we've taped it up. You want to do the honors?
Sure.
Aha! This fit is looking pretty good. This has to go, once this clips in and stuff, this hole should line up just fine. This template worked out great, so that came right through there. This will bolt in. Yeah, everything is looking pretty good. Letting my brother do the honors.
Did all the work, so might as well.
You did it all by yourself.
That is a
last bracket being mounted up here. Pretty good. There you go. Very nice. Successful mount once you close it. And struggles right there.
latching.
Cool. Very cool. All right, one project down. Well, there's one last thing that I need to do to finish out putting on the rear bumper, and that is to put on the wheel arches. One of the things I noticed when I took these off, they've been a little bit loose for a while, and inside you can see all these little connectors here. They're just worn out and destroyed. So I bought new ones from Atlantic British and replaced all those. So now when these go on, they will be really secure. I won't get any of that little rattling and stuff. So anytime you take anything like this off, you might as well just replace these. They're like $1.50 each. So just a little added extra security. I'll throw this in, and that completes the rear wheel carrier install, and then it's on to the next part. So I think that's enough for this video. We'll leave it here for this one. The next one, we're going to be doing the front end, finally the tie rod replacement, some electronic stuff. We'll get to it. So I'll put this on, and I'll see you in the next video.